Guys, why can't we just get along? See, we live in a world that has dietary extremes. You got these new diets popping up: carnivore diet, vegan diet, keto, paleo, frugivore, water diet, super fast diet. We spend all this energy trying to debate about carbs and fat and protein and fasting windows and stuff like that, but we're forgetting we all have the same goal. We all have the same common ground. Health has a common ground, and what we're trying to do is we're trying to survive. Really? See, your body is very practical. It doesn't matter if a calorie comes from a mango or a ribeye. You just need to provide it these two non-negotiable things, and that's macronutrients and micronutrients. Your macronutrients are your protein, fat, and your carbs. And your micronutrients are your vitamins and minerals. Your micronutrients are for energy and structure. Your macronutrients are for function. Your diet, it does not need to be this challenge. I keep saying this. Everyone's requirements are biologically the same. They're going to need a certain amount of each of those components that I just listed. And every human being is governed by the same operating manual, which means as long as you give your cells this input, they're going to work for you and they're going to do the things that your body needs. All right, so I want to explain this in a way that is real feeling. So we're going to look at the average moderately active person. They are about 5'10" and they weigh about 180 pounds. And we're going to look at their needs on a daily basis to simply maintain their body mass. And we're going to express this in pounds of food and grams. So for starters, the average person is going to need around 144 grams of protein. If you're a meat-based eater, that's going to be about 2 pounds of meat per day. If you're a vegan eater, that's going to be about 3.5 pounds of cooked lentils or beans. Okay? Guess what? That is literally the same 144 grams of protein. I'm not going to talk about the benefits of the two. I'm just going to talk about how they are the same thing. 100 pounds in feathers and 100 pounds in weight. Okay, so eat 2 pounds of steak or 3.5 pounds of beans, the body is going to register 144 grams of protein. And yes, we know these two things are radically different, but guess what? Your body registers it as the same macronutrient. Come a little bit closer. Now we get to talk about your fuel. Your body prefers this fuel over protein. And in some cases, your body will use protein for fuel after it has ran through these fuel storages: fat and carbs. The remaining calories are needed for energy get covered by fat and carbs, carbohydrates. This vehicle is a little different for both the paths. So for the keto / carnivore / paleo way, they're going to get a pretty good bit of their energy from fat. Okay, their energy comes from fat sources, and they need as little as 1/2 pound of butter or tallow to get their needs, right? So on the flip side, a vegan, frugivore, plant-based eater, they're going to use carbs as their primary energy source. This requires them to consume a little bit more, which is okay, because up to 4 pounds of fruits and vegetables and roots daily. What I mean by roots, I mean sweet potatoes daily. And I'm just comparing. I know I left out, how much fat or carbs the other one needed, but just for an example, for the keto and carnivore path, they're going to be looking at, for someone that is 180 pounds, their requirement of fat is somewhere around 30 grams. The body needs fuel, but it's up to you. If you deliver 1/2 pound of dense fat, or if you deliver 4 pounds of bulky carbs, easily digestible carbs, that's up to you. Next, we're talking about the fuel. This brings us to the reminder of our energy contract. Once the protein is covered for our average person, it's going to bring us to the remainder of our energy contract, which is, for the average person, it'll be somewhere around 180 pounds which for the average 180-pound person, they're going to need somewhere around 1,600 or 1,700 calories for fuel. This is where the diet vehicles are going to go two different paths dramatically, but it's okay, because listen up. For the keto, carnivore, meat eater path, this is a fat heavy path because meat doesn't really too much have carbs in it. This approach is going to minimize carbohydrates. It's going to force the body to use fat as its primary fuel. So to cover these 1,600 calories, a person needs to roughly eat around 160 to 180 grams of pure fat per day. That 160 grams of fat is going to be super energy dense. So what that means in pure volume is it can be delivered in a less dense way. So you can have that fat, or you can have it in different forms like tallow or pure butter. That is a benefit that's going to keep you full and low volume, right? That's usually what people are eating on these diets. I'm not endorsing it, I'm just giving you the facts, okay? And oftentimes it's zero fiber. Now, when you think about the plant-based, vegan, frugivore path, this is a carb-heavy approach. This approach is going to use carbohydrates as the main fuel source. And to cover that same 1,600 calories, a person needs to eat around 400 grams of carbs per day. Notice the difference. You need over twice the weight in carbs to equal the amount of fat eaten this type of way, right? So 400 grams of pure carbs coupled with water, protein, and fiber is what's naturally going to be required. And so what that looks like, something that you can kind of picture, is 4 pounds of fruit and vegetables and potatoes in a day. You can really mix that up. It's achievable. I know it sounds like it's crazy because I'm comparing the two, but really both diet vehicles cause for you can eat more or you can eat less, but you just have to know what to eat. You should not have to oversimplify it. And some people think this is complicated, but it's not too complicated. We just have to eat in variety. This goes for everybody. I would suggest you eat in variety. So every diet, every single one, and I'm talking about diet as the stuff that you eat, must have the same source of 13 essential vitamins and minerals. Carnivore sources, they're going to use vitamin A, a little bit more from the organs like the liver. Okay, a vegan slash plant-based slash frugivore source of these precursors from vitamins and the minerals they're looking for, they're mainly going to get it from things like carrots, the root slash tube vegetables, carrots, potatoes, rooted vegetables, things like that. Now, what I want you to realize is the greatest common ground that these different diets and lifestyles have is that the non-negotiable for the molecules of your macros, your micros. If your diet fails to deliver even one essential vitamin, then your health starts to fail. And then you start seeing all these weird happenings where people are going through something or whatever it is. And then people try to label people and say, oh, it's because they were eating this diet. It's because you probably weren't eating a variety. You probably were so extreme in what you were doing that you were missing out on some things that you needed. And if you need to know what those things are, please scroll back in the video or Google search it, because as long as you have those things that I listed, you're good to go, regardless of which diet brand you follow. As long as you check those boxes, you're good. And so just to wrap this up, you need to stop buying into these brand names and all the fear mongering and confusion. Because if you stay confused, if you're second guessing and always wondering what you should eat, that right there is when companies come in and they pitch to you. Influencers come in and they pitch to you on why this is the best thing, and they're pitching to you. What we're doing, and people like me, we're educating you. We don't have to pitch you. We're educating you and letting you make a choice for yourself. But don't be confused. Find out about it, because some of the best foods that you can eat, they don't need a label. A simple label like, hey, this is organic, this is non-organic, this product came from so-and-so. Like, that's the label that they need. And again, I'm just stating the facts, the things that people are reporting. For the keto and carnivore path, they're usually going down on the carbs, zero carbs. They're not getting any carbs. They are seeing results because they're cutting out the processed food and they're going straight meat. And on the flip side, the vegan slash frugivore slash plant-based way, they're getting all of the macronutrients and micronutrients, right? But they just have to get more. So they end up eating more, right? And so the requirement for somebody is eating plant-based, their requirement that, right? 30 grams. But your body is smart, it's efficient, and it's practical, and it just wants and needs the inputs. The greatest common ground that we have in health is that we want to survive. We want to survive. That's a simple goal we have. Stop buying into all this division that's being created, okay? So your friends, significant other, your co-workers, so what? They have a different diet than you. That doesn't make them any less of a person, okay? Don't let the arguments and the nonsense distract you from the essentials. Your body needs these things, give it to them, okay? So now I'm curious, what diet do you follow and why? Let me know in the comments. And for the next video, I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why you shouldn't eat pig. Thank you for watching. Be well. Until next time.